Wait. I went. Oh, you don't like your hair? Hang on.
So that's
This
good.
is a redo. I hit go live and we didn't. We're gonna start. Everybody that's watching, just forget this ever happened. Good evening and welcome to another edition of I Didn't Know That, our Tuesday night tradition, where we tell you stuff you frankly just don't know. Hence the super creative name that we call I Didn't Know That. I am Karaoke Bob. Tonight I'll be joined by my lovely co-host, Miss Susie, standing in momentarily for Mike Stover, who will join us in a little bit. And then we have Lon and David from Charlotte and Maine's Vintage Boutique that are going to be here with us tonight, talking to us about what they're doing to help furnish homes for those in need. Then we're joined by our good friend Jared Gray, the wine professor, with some hot tips on great wines from HomeBuys in Canton. And right now, I'm proud to introduce my stand-in co-host now that we're officially on the air. Hello, Miss Susie.
Hi, Bob.
So I'll ask you again for the benefit of those who didn't hear it the first time, meaning everyone except the people that are in this room. How was your day today? Wait, we've got to turn your. We have to see you. There we go.
Oh, there I am.
Ta-da!
Bob. Hi, Bob.
How are
My
you?
day was fabulous. I'm on spring break, Bob, so I worked in the yard today. It was beautiful. Got a little sunshine. And actually, I saw, did I see Lon or Dave today? Who'd I see?
Looks like you saw Dave.
I saw Dave today, too, so I'm excited about them being on the show.
Yeah, I am too. And love that the weather has been turning around because so when I moved into this house, this was my grandparents' house. So I've known this house my entire lifetime. And so the garage had my grandpa's stuff in it, had my dad's stuff in it, and had my stuff in it since I moved in like 2009. And it's just kind of been at times kind of put together to be functional. And over this past weekend, spent all day Saturday and Sunday basically getting rid of a bunch of stuff. And now it's actually organized. They have an organized garage. I know where all my tools are. And
That's fun.
Am over the moon about it. And then, of course, I'll name drop. I got to talk to one of my heroes today. And I guess Big Dave is going to be... is Big Dave here yet? No, Big Dave's not here. Maybe I'll save it until Big Dave's in.
Big Dave, he's your hero?
No, Big Dave is one of my heroes, but Big
I thought
apparently,
I was.
And you're also one of my heroes. But Big Dave's a big Kiss fan, so he would have been impressed that I had a half-hour conversation for my other job with Paul Stanley, which is why I have the Kiss Alive 3 in the back. And the reason I chose that record to display was because I was at that concert. They recorded part of the Richfield Coliseum concert in 1992. For that record, and then the guitar that's on display that's my my Paul Stanley Ibanez, which is super sweet. And Paul, of course, was very impressed that both of those things were in there.
And I'm impressed too.
So, let's take a round of people. Bobby's asking what happened. I'll tell you what happened. I happened. I did the whole open of the show, the whole thing, just as you saw it. So it was more like a rehearsal because I neglected to hit go live.
Right.
It's only the second time that's happened. Josh Ondo says hi. The Finn, Deirdre is here.
Hey, that's my Weaver parents on here, Bob.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Hi,
that's
Weaver
awesome.
parents. Thanks for showing up.
Everybody's saying good evening. And since you're familiar with our guest, do you want to do the honors of bringing Dave and Lon on?
I would be happy to. So I met Dave and Lon just the other day. My friend and I went to lunch, and she said, hey, I want to show you this awesome little boutique, kind of a little thrift store boutique. And Dave and Lon, I don't know if you want me to say this, but they weren't open. But we were peeking in the windows, and they said, come on in. And so I went in, and cool stuff that they get there. And what I loved is their mission and the why of why they're doing it. And actually, I had a clock that they picked up today that I was so happy to donate to the store because of the mission and what they're doing. And what tugged at my heartstrings was what they're doing for foster kids that are aging out of the system. And so I reached out to them and asked if they wanted to be on the show. It's right here in Stark County. Like, talk about an I didn't know that, you know?
Right there. Let's bring Lon and Dave on. Oh, wow. You know what we're going to have to do? I'm going to wait. We're going to go with a different arrangement so everybody can see everybody. Look at that. Who says I don't know what I'm doing?
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you guys. Lon, how long have you guys had Charlotte and Maine?
We've been open at our current location. We just celebrated our 2nd year anniversary.
Second year anniversary. And did you ever have a previous location, or was that it?
Not for Charlotte and Maine. No. But the foundation has been in existence for about 3, maybe 4 years.
4 years. Excellent. Mm-hmm. So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about what Charlotte, Maine is and what you're doing for people. Dave, are you going to take this?
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you all very much. First of all, thank you. And Susie, it's nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
This began a little over 4 years ago. I'm just going to call it divine guidance. Lon was painting furniture, and we're both retired. So he was painting furniture, and he was using the proceeds to help fellow artists for whatever their financial needs were. And it grew into, we met someone who works at Job and Family Services and handles the little ones going from house to house to house. And then she got us connected with the Bridges program. And from there, it went the way that it is supposed to go. The Bridges program gets these young adults when they turn 18 or 19 years old and they're emancipated out. They get them the keys to an apartment and they stay with them till they're in their 20s, and they teach them life skills. So important. However, funding for furnishings and stuff, no. So that's what Lon and I saw. You know what? That's not happening. So Lon and I started going and buying the end of sales, any of the sales that would sell them to us. And you got to buy everything and clean out the house. We got in touch with our intermediary, which is Jason. We started furnishing the apartments. We put everything by the definition of the word, everything in. And to date, in 43 months now, we've done 57 apartments for the foster kids. We are now doing, since we've been open at Charlotte and Maine, we've been introduced to the domestic violence shelter, the reentry program, our veterans, God bless them, the legacy group, and anyone in need. And as of this week now, in 43 months, we've done 116 apartments, 116. Anyone in need. The store. The store is just a beautiful, memory-filled, eclectic mix. When I say we had to clean out these houses, you have to get everything out of closets and drawers and cupboards. And so this is what you're going to find in the store. You're going to find these precious memories from people's homes, unfortunately not being passed to family. That breaks my heart. And you're going to find Lon makes his own chalk paint, makes his own colors, and he paints everything. I can't be there when he's painting because he'll paint me too. Anyway, so that's what we're going to find is beautifully painted pieces of furniture. And Bonnie, she is just a dear person. She's one of the volunteers that she has a background in interior design. The two of them together have set the store off so that it's visually appealing. Wow. And then one of the other things, the grandma not only gave Lon, she's an artist too, not only gave him this artistic talent, she also gave him all the recipes. And this one, the chocolate chip cookies. Here's what happens. Every morning we're open, Wednesday through Saturday, 10:30 to 5, Saturday till 4. These elves break in the morning time and they make these cookies. I talk culinary. They make these cookies out of real butter. And flour is not white, amber waves of grain. The flour isn't bleached and enriched. And somehow they got some Italian chocolates in it, but that's a different story. And them cookies are every day in the store for everyone who walks in the door to greet them, to thank them for coming in, and to put the cookie in their hand.
Yep. It's a warm place. You know what? When I went in, I was warmly welcomed. I loved it. and I love how everything is displayed. The painted pieces are beautiful. And
Thank you.
I also love that you can help out in a couple of different ways. You can purchase items at the store, you can donate your own items. The item that I donated today, I was happy that it could bring someone else joy. I didn't want money for it, but what I wanted is that it could bring someone else joy. So I knew that it was going to do that. This is a perfect time for people to be donating because it's spring. Everybody's spring cleaning. So I encourage people to stop out and visit. It's on Hills and Dales beside Gabes, the deli there.
May I share with you?
I would love if you shared what Gabes was doing too, because I love that
please.
story. Thank you.
Back at the beginning of the pandemic, Gabe's Italian Market next door, Mark is the owner. He's related to the Norcia Bread Company. So one day, the man from Norcia's delivers over there all the time. He brings a couple racks of bread and rolls and this and that. And he said, can you gentlemen use these? Well, we started by putting them in his grandma's wagon and walking around the neighborhood to the shut-ins in our wonderful, blessed neighborhood and giving them bread. Then we took them downtown. We have a warehouse on Tusk, and it's across the street from the Timken High School, the new campus. And there's a little lawn in front. Well, we started putting up cardboard or folding tables, and we started putting out the bread. And from cleaning out all these houses over 3.5 years, we had a lot of clothes and baby toys and miscellaneous things, medical supplies, wheelchairs, walkers, you name it. Well, we started putting that out. So then Reinecker Bakery, which also delivers to Gabes, they started bringing us racks of bread. So now for over a year, regularly, we're putting out bread and clothes and items of need out in front. And Mark has taken upon himself, God bless him, in the last 6-7 months, he's been giving hot meals, and we package them in individual containers with silverware with them, and we put them out for people. And folks, also Save Lands, which is next to us, next to Charlotte and Maine, they're an organization that they print T-shirts. They've been giving us boxes and boxes of these T-shirts. I'm going to say safely, we've gotten 700 or more from them in this pandemic. And we've been passing those out with hoodies that they give. So coats and hats, and people who've come into the store who have brought, because they hear about what we're doing, have brought hats, coats, gloves, shoes, socks. And folks, I'm going to say this to you. Do you know how many homeless people there are downtown? How many homeless kids? And it's so wonderful to see them come by week after week wearing some of the clothes and coming to get food. We have to do this. We have to share with everyone. And it's a blessing for us every day. Thank you.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for what you do.
We are blessed to be able to do it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And can people donate to you guys? You take donations from the public? How does that work?
Absolutely.
Yes. All the houses that he and I did in that 3.5 years, and since we've been open, wonderful, wonderful people who've been coming into the store have been asking that, Bob, can we donate? And they've been bringing furniture and clothes. And there's a church, an alliance. Wonderful. They actually did a collection. We've never had this happen in the month of December with all of the people from the church. And we received a check from them. It's again, but yes, that store has brought us so much, not he and I, it's brought the foundation to a more connected, more real presence. And we just want to get more known, get it out there so that, like, some people who came in, here a lady's house burned, an elderly lady, and the insurance didn't cover nothing on the inside. Well, that's enough of that. Orion Builders come, the next thing you know, yes, bring the list. And that's what we do. So if you ever know anyone in need, anyone, please get in touch with us.
Yeah, you furnished that home. I remember you told me that story. So the insurance wouldn't cover the belongings within the home, so you furnished the home for them.
Mm-hmm.
So you, before we went on air, you guys said you were you're both retired.
We're executive chef, yes.
You were executive chefs, and so what was the genesis of the idea of Charlotte Maine, and why most people look at hey, it's time to retire, it's time to kick back and relax, and you guys just keep going, which is fantastic because there's that these types of needs, the only way they get met, there's just not enough infrastructure to take care of all these people. So having people like you who take it upon themselves to do it, it's essential. And so my hat's off to you. I'll actually take it off.
Thank you.
My hat's off to you guys for doing that, because it is so necessary. So take me through, retiring, and then you guys talking about doing this idea and how it all came about.
So David catered for 17, 18 years, which is not an easy task. I designed high-end wedding cakes for about 16 years, which was a lot of fun, but a lot of work. So we were blessed to be able to not have to do that anymore. And we thought we were going to retire. And I started painting furniture as a hobby and placing it in consignment shops. And I thought, my grandmother was an artist. She's very special to me. So I started a small, little, teeny, tiny foundation that was helping art students with art supplies, studio space, whatever they may need. And so like David said, we started doing these house cleanouts because I needed a source to get good quality furniture at a really cheap price. So we were getting this furniture, but along with that, we were getting vacuum cleaners. That's Graham. Vacuum cleaners, dishes, all kinds of good quality items, but we didn't have really a use for it. So we started storing it. Our garage filled, my dad's garage filled. We had another property that the garage filled. And we were at a point where we're like, what do we do with this? We met Kathy, who works at Job and Family Services. She's like, I know exactly what you can do with this stuff. These foster kids age out and they get an apartment. They have no furniture. They need household items. So we started doing it there, and then it just keeps growing and growing. And we laugh all the time because we're actually working harder than we've ever worked in our entire lives. But every single day is a blessing and a joy. And he had rotator cuff surgery because he had a dresser fall on him. I've just recovering from tendonitis because I've been painting like a fool. And so it's like, but it's a joy, and we're just expanding and growing and who we're helping. And I have never been happier in my life. It's just amazing.
So we're going to take a call here from Lori Evans. This is kind of what these comments are. They're like taking radio show callers. And thanks you for being kind, but is asking if there's specifically any items that that there's more demand than you have a supply of.
Dressers, absolutely. Everyone needs dressers, and couches, any size, but the smaller ones, because some of these apartments they're small. They're small. So right now our warehouse is pretty full, but so dressers and couches. And can you think of anything else?
Storage is really the main things. And our lists can be varied from a bed and a dresser to a full household full of dishes and kitchenware and furniture. It just depends on the individual and how they live their life. So we do as best we can. Right now we just put out on our Facebook this morning that we're in desperate need of a larger warehouse because we've actually outgrown the one that we have.
Yes.
So you have a Facebook page. What's your Facebook link?
We do. We have Facebook Charlotte and Maine.
Okay.
Which is actually probably utilized much more than the foundation also, the Marlon and Minnie Snyder Foundation, has a Facebook page as well.
Okay, so if people would like to donate, as we wrap it up here, how can they donate? And
They can
tell us your address so they can stop in your store.
They can either stop in the store and we can arrange a donation. We're at 4201 Hills and Dales Road Northwest in Canton, or they can contact us through our Facebook page. Just leave a message on there and we'll get back to you usually that day, if not the next day.
Yeah. And I know you picked up for me today. Is that what you typically do, or was I special?
I think you're special.
It depends. It depends. I mean, it's actually Dave and I are doing almost everything ourselves right now, partly because of the pandemic. We kind of limit. We had a year ago a group of volunteers that were beginning to help us, and that kind of got squashed. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of hard for us to run the store. We're open 4 days a week. Mm-hmm. Usually Mondays and Tuesdays we rearrange things in the store. But if need be, we can pick up. But if possible, we prefer to have it delivered to us.
Okay.
But we'll work it out either way.
And the furniture goes downtown to the warehouse. And when we can, Mark next door at Gabes, here's another blessing from them. They have a van that they let us use when they're not using it.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you picking up that big old clock today. It was
pleasure.
awesome. I'm happy it gives joy. And I know, your store is so cool. There are so many cool vintage items in there. Lori, you would love it. Really cool things in there. So I encourage everyone to stop in and visit.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Lon, Dave, terrific to meet you guys. And you're really doing a really amazing, terrific thing. Thank you for doing that. And, as far as things go that we teach people that they didn't know, I think it's something that we all need to know is that there's more of a hunger need out there in our communities than There's more of a poverty need that's out there in our communities that you didn't know. And there is, a clothing and basic bare necessities need out there in our communities that you didn't know. And thank you guys for bringing that to our attention. And as things get up, everybody that's watching, these guys need volunteers to get a hand getting that stuff out there because the need is greater than probably what you guys have. And we really thank you for that. Thank you for being on the show tonight.
Thanks for having me.
I'll be back in.
All right. Yay.
Yes, that's the compliment right there. Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
So the boss.
Thanks, guys.
Just told me that Jared Gray's next to talk about the wine of the week.
The wine of the week.
I had with dinner. It was delicious. So I'm excited to talk about, the wine of the week from last week that we're sipping, but I'm excited for the next wine of the week.
Yes.
That he's going to announce. Take it
awesome.
away.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hey, how you doing tonight, Bob?
Doing fantastic. I'm not complaining. I'm not drinking wine tonight.
What are you drinking?
I made margaritas tonight.
Margaritas?
Yeah, and it's frozen, and the reason is that, as you can tell, it doesn't clink. So.
It is a warm day, and it's a good day for a margarita.
We made tacos. We made taco stuff tonight, and my wife ran out and got margarita stuff, so that's what we did. But enough about margaritas.
Let's go to wine.
Let's go to wine.
Hey, Susie, how's it going? Mark, I see you're on. Good.
I'm always happy to see you, Jared.
There's Mark.
I love the giggles.
At the discretion of others.
Yeah, he looked like he was giggling down there. I was like, it's time to go to Mark.
I'm sure I'll phase out here in a second. I'm sorry, Jared. Go on.
This is the third installment of I Didn't Know That's Wine of the Week with Wine Professor, me. And before I get into this week's Wine of the Week, I did want to talk to Mark and Susie because they did get to try this wine. And I think Mark actually paired it with pizza. Is that correct, Mark?
Yeah, that one graphic.
That was yours.
Yeah, that was the pizza that I made. Now the pizza didn't taste so good, but the wine did. So that. But I made the pizza.
What was the issue with the pizza?
I don't follow the directions. I went rogue on it, and so it got a little bit more crisp.
Did you make the crust from scratch or
no?
Oh
no, there was directions on the box, and I.
These were pre-made. So you didn't make the pizza. This was frozen pizza.
Yes.
Oh, I thought we were going to get into a really good cooking discussion about, proofing dough and oven temperature. Which
I wish it was that easy. A very brilliant man named Chef Boyardee. He tried to give me the directions, and I just didn't follow. And wait, maybe we'll bring Dave and Lon back because if I'm correct, you definitely want. If you're making pizza and you're making your own dough, you don't want to make the dough the day you're making your pizza. You want to let it proof at least overnight in the fridge and you want that fermentation to happen because that is a very important flavor profile to your crust. And then you want a really hot oven, as hot as you can go. Right?
600.
Am I on the right track, Dave? Do you have any pizza tips for us?
Yes, don't buy it in the store. And stay away from Chef Boyardee, don't.
Yes, that's right. And I learned the things you learn during a pandemic. This is one thing that I learned during the pandemic was the difference between spaghetti sauce and pizza sauce. Does anybody here? Dave, you probably know the major difference. You can't answer. Anybody else know the difference?
Go ahead, Mark.
I'm not one to ask on this.
And this here's I didn't know that I can share. Pizza sauce is not cooked prior to being put on the pizza. It is an uncooked sauce where marinara and spaghetti sauces are cooked sauces. Am I right, Dave? Is that the
absolute? Yes.
Really the biggest difference.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I wanted to be born an executive chef, but instead I just make things for my wife.
It's in here, Bob. If it's in here, then you got it. It's right in the blood.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's. I married an Italian, and I was super stoked.
Wow.
She can't cook. I mean, she can, but it's not what I expected. But it's okay. I love doing. I don't know if I would have been kicked out of the kitchen, I would have known what to do with myself because I like experimenting and stuff like that before. All right, so I go again hijacking Jared's segment. So
yeah, really, because I wanted to tell Jared, Jared, I like this wine.
Yeah.
Right.
So
David and I stick around. We may come back to you. Go ahead, Jared.
I want to hear from Mark and Susie just for 1 minute what they think of the wine.
So, Susie, you want me to take this? I'll take the first part.
Take it away, Mark.
All right, I'll take it. I didn't want to talk over you.
This is the wine from last week, by the way. Yeah.
Please do.
Senta. Can you repronounce it? I had a tough time.
Cinta.
Yeah.
Montepulciano d'Abruzzo.
Very good. Very good.
There, she's got it right there.
Very good. And I did use pizza sauce on that. So I did use that. And it tasted good with the pizza sauce and the pepperoni and the mozzarella cheese. It was very good. It paired really well. And for under $7, I mean, it didn't have a cheap taste. It had a nice taste to it. So I was just really impressed with it. And it wasn't anything, obviously that you're going to crack open for that night. But it was just a really good pizza night, wine that just tasted really good. So.
And what did you think, Susie?
I ditto Mark on all of that.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of the point, just to find a nice red that's under $10. That's $6.99 that you could have every night. Have with pizza, and just not really worry about it, not really think about it, but still be able to enjoy it. So that's hopefully what you guys got out of it. Now, Bob, were you able to find a Montepulciano?
No, I was in my garage.
Okay.
Pretty much. Actually, and there's another reason. So my stepdaughter contracted COVID a little over a week ago. So our quarantine ended just today. So we haven't really been allowed to go anywhere.
Okay.
So we just kind of had to sit it out. And, luckily there was enough supplies in the house to make margaritas.
Very good.
And I don't like to think when I drink, and this worked out great.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. That was the whole point. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. And I do have a wine for this week. And Mark has graciously made some nice pictures. And Susie came in. What was that? Yesterday, Susie, you came in to see me.
I brought my good friend in, my very best friend in with me. Oh, there we are.
Oh, I didn't have the picture.
That's her best friend. That's her best friend. Me.
Well, yeah, you're my other best friend.
Such a nice guy.
So let me introduce this wine. So this is the 2016 Burgo Viejo Rioja Crianza. It runs $11.99. And if you come in and see me, obviously Susie and I are there in front of the stacks, and I also have it in the Spanish section. So if you're at any wine shop, if you go to the Spanish section, you should be able to find some Riojas. And the two most important words on that bottle are Rioja and Crianza. And I'm going to explain to you what a Rioja is. And if you show the next picture, I think that might actually help a little bit. It's a map. There we go. So there is Rioja, or La Rioja. That is where the wine is made. So Rioja is the region. It's not the name of the grape. It's the actual physical location of the wine region.
This this map is messing with me in its construction, because Portugal is in the Atlantic Ocean, and Portugal's missing, France is missing, Italy is missing. They're all gone.
We don't care about them this evening.
Spain is an island.
That's right. That's the only thing that matters tonight is Spain.
Yeah,
but that's
Toledo's
the
there.
Toledo's there.
And the Mud Hens are playing the Badajos. I don't know what they're doing.
So if you look back at the, that's all right. That's all right.
I'll go back to the
picture of the wine
Isle of
bottle.
Spain.
So you can see also on the bottle there's a word that says Crianza, and this designates a aging line. So in Spain, especially in this region and many others, you have different aging qualifications by law. So this Crianza level has to be aged for 2 years between oak and bottle. Now, if you were to look at a whole line of wines from this Burgo Viejo winery, the next step up from that would be a Reserva, and then the step up from that would be a Gran Reserva. So as you go up, the aging requirements are longer. So a Reserva is going to be 3 years between oak and bottle, and the Gran Reserva is going to be 5 years between oak and bottle. And as you're going to guess, they're going to get more expensive. They're going to get probably a better rating, and they're probably using better oak as they go up in that line. But some Crianzas range between the $10 and $20 mark. This is right at $11.99. I think it's one of the better ones you're going to find under $15. As I said, it's available at my store. Bob, you might be able to find it at Heinen's again, or on one of your shops on your way home from work. And Susie's already got a bottle, and I believe Mark's and Lori have tried this in the past and have enjoyed it. It's
very good.
It's a nice wine. Yes.
Jared, people need to stop in HomeBuys and look for the I didn't know that sign.
Yes.
It's in
there's
the
a
center
sign?
aisle. There is a sign.
Wow.
I didn't know that sign. And if you look for that, you'll know what the wine is for Wine of the Week and pick it up.
Yeah, Renee
right.
was asking, was it 2016 is what she was asking?
It's a 2016 vintage. Yep, 2016 vintage, so it's 5 years old. But when it was released, it had been aged for 2 years in the bottle and oak.
Okay.
And if you would look at their whole line, their Reservas, I don't know this for sure because I don't carry them all, because they do get quite a bit more pricey as you go up in tier. But the Reserva is probably going to run, I think, in the mid-20s, and the Gran Reserva is going to be probably closer to that 40 mark, and they'll be a couple years behind. So the Reserva is probably a 12. The Gran Reserva is probably an 11 or 10, somewhere around there. But
hey, Jared?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I don't want to interrupt. But.
No, go ahead. Ask away.
I do it all the time. Feel free.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look what Mike put on
Yeah,
there.
see, I wanted to say, Jared, what do you say to this? The Mr. Mike Stouffer says it all tastes the same to me. How would you respond to that?
He's just not refined enough. You're going to have to work on him, Susie.
Oh,
I think
he's not
just
refined.
Yeah.
Tell us something we didn't know.
Yeah. So we all knew this, but yeah.
That's
probably
right. I knew that. Yeah.
But not everybody else watching did.
Right.
He eats spaghetti with a spoon.
What I didn't know is that the Canary Islands are more important than Italy and Portugal.
Yes.
As far as that map goes.
Yes, absolutely.
Who made this map? Who's responsible for this?
Mark?
Did
you draw this?
I did. It's my paint by numbers book that I have.
Hey, Jared, we have a question.
I just
Go with the question.
Wine? Yeah, can the wine be found in Western North Carolina? Where can they find it?
Oh.
Wow, we're getting
this one specifically, I'm not sure. But if you go to the Spanish section, this will be a Rioja and a Crianza. You'll probably find a couple of them. So you should be able to find any Rioja with that Crianza aging level on it. So you should be fine. If you can't find this one, find something that says Rioja and Crianza on it. And then you can kind of get an idea of what this level of aging will taste like. And speaking of that, I kind of wanted to tell you what the grapes are in it. So there is no Rioja grape. That's the region, like I had said before. The predominant grape in this wine and in Burgo Viejo is Tempranillo. And it's Spain's #1 grape. It's grown all over Spain, and it's predominant in this Rioja region. They do blend in with this particular one a little bit of Graciano, about 10%. But this is about a medium plus bodied dry red wine. It's goes very well with food, very versatile. And if you do like to pair with food, I do have a couple of pairing options. I do not have any pictures, so you'll have to kind of pay attention. You're going to want to pair braised lamb, would be a great pairing. Any kind of pork dish. And if you're familiar with chorizo, which is a kind of a spicier styled Spanish sausage, any kind of dish that has that in it would be nice with it as well. And here's a great idea. You can take the chorizo sausage, cut it up in small pieces, and have manchego cheese, and just do a kind of charcuterie style tapas, I guess, which would be a common thing in Spain. Do that all together. The charcuterie with chorizo, manchego cheese, and the Rioja. That'd be great. And this particular wine does have flavors of smoked cherries, a little bit of dark berries, black currant, little hints of chocolate, vanilla, coconut. But this is a great wine. I say if you're looking to get into Spanish wines, this is a great place to start. It's a solid wine for $12. You can bring it to parties. I wouldn't hesitate giving it as a gift or serving it at a meal. And as I said, it's very versatile. But I see a couple questions here. Kim is asking if I have any Grand Reserves. I do. I can recommend that to Kim if I see her soon. I have a couple of those. And I can show her some other wines that I have that are maybe a couple steps up in tier. And I did want to give a shout out. I think I have some friends listening in tonight from Nashville, Tennessee, that is. And I think they may have commented earlier this evening. Yeah. Yeah. So they wanted to check out the show this evening. I don't know if they're still listening.
I'm scrolling back, but there it is, tuning in from Nashville.
There we go.
The Leedies. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Great friend of mine. He went to high school with me. He was in my wedding, and I was in his wedding. And yeah, great wedding. Yeah, great time. But yeah, great friend. So I just kind of was talking to him the other day and said that I was doing this show, and he wanted to listen in tonight, and maybe he'll comment again, see if he's still on.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
So,
we'll see if he's still on.
When you were asked if it's available in North Carolina, do you know of any resources? Because when I was talking to Pat Monahan, lead singer from Train, and they, of course, have their their own wine, Save Me San Francisco, I believe is the wine that they have. And it's not available in Ohio yet, as far as I know. And he was talking about the difficulty in trying to get it distributed in every state because each state regulates what comes in and what goes
Correct.
out. So do you know of any resource where you could go to look to see if certain things are available?
So Save Me San Francisco specifically used to be available in Ohio. It has now been discontinued from Ohio. Why? I'm not 100% sure.
And that's the state's decision.
That's the state's decision.
Certainly wasn't Pat's decision, I can tell you that.
Yeah. So there are a couple resources that I can use where I can, type in a wine and see who the distributor is and see if it's available in the state of Ohio. And sometimes those things, unfortunately, come and go. It just kind of depends on trends. It depends on, how much the winery is making, what kind of, how good their brokers are. If they've got plenty of supply, they're going to, divvy out nicer wine to probably nicer states that are more wine savvy than Ohio would be, unfortunately. But yeah, hey, Kim, if you know some wine brokers, let me know.
She's got connections.
She's got connections. Yeah. Yeah. I know some as well, but yeah, things come and go from states and
yeah, I'm wondering.
It's just how it is.
Stephen wanted to know where's Mike.
He went rogue.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I'm kind of wondering where he is too.
Yeah, not that we don't. I mean, we love your company.
Not that we care. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But
yeah. Where is he? I'm gonna.
Yeah, Mike, slacking like always, of course.
Slacking like always.
I'll find him. Hold, please.
So Kim, our viewer, who are your wine connections? Are you able to say online? see if she answers in our comment section.
We'll see if
and my friends did say they are still listening to the show.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so they're still tuning in from Nashville, so that's great.
Let's hang on. I don't know what's going on with Susie over there. Just doing some laundry or going to get some chorizo and some and what's that Manchego cheese.
Yes,
okay.
Or any kind of sheep cheese Spanish. Sheep cheese would go well with it.
Do you have any cheap sheep cheese?
No, they're kind of pricey.
That's funny.
Cheap sheep cheese. I say that 10 times fast.
Well, I see Kim's answered me. So Kim, when I meet you finally, we'll talk about that and see what kind of things we can come up with.
Yeah,
if that sounds good to you.
Kim
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, and Renee.
Kim and Renee. Yeah, I want to meet
That's
you.
right.
That's
cheap sheep. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sheep
Go ahead.
cheese.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mark. Ready? What? Oh, I took him. Ready? All right, Mark. Go ahead. Go.
Cheap.
No. Okay.
Cheap cheese.
3 times.
Cheap
Sweet cheese. Cheap sweet cheese. No.
No.
Toy boat. Yeah. Doesn't work.
Jared, you got that? Cheap sheep cheese. Cheap sheep cheese. Cheap sheep cheese.
Do they stock that at HomeBuys? There's no refrigerator section?
No.
No. So there's no. It's like the astronauts. It's all prepackaged cheese.
That's right.
What they eat on the space shuttle.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, I see some of you folks this week for the wine of the week. I hope that people are interested in Spanish wines. This is actually one of my favorite regions of Spain, and Tempranillo is one of my favorite grapes. But a lot of people ask me this: what's your favorite wine? And I will tell them that I don't have a favorite wine, because if you have a favorite wine, you have not tried enough wine.
You're not doing it right.
That's right.
That's right.
You're not doing it right.
That's right. But I do really, really like Spanish wines. I think they're great value, great taste. And
how long does it take to sail to Spain?
Is there any good wine from Toledo?
There might be.
I'm sorry.
So, okay.
Paint by numbers.
Right.
Jared, on a
Yes,
serious
Susie.
note.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Jared.
All right.
So, Jared, what I love coming to you because if I need to take a bottle of wine to someone, for a gift, like if we're a guest for dinner, we can come to you and say, hey, what's a good bottle of wine to take? So I encourage people to come visit you for that,
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. You're
And
the
if you-
best kept little secret in
That's
Stark
right.
County.
That's right.
You can see Jared for economical bovine pasteurized spread, but you cannot get cheap sheep cheese.
No, this won't happen. Hey, that wine, that Cinta or Chinta.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you still have a lot of that left over? I want to make some more
Yeah.
pizza.
Yeah.
so,
I have some.
okay.
Yeah.
He wants
Absolutely.
to get some cheap ginger wine
cheap.
to go with the cheap sheep
Yes.
Cheap
cheese.
I
Cheap
can't have
ginger.
it.
Oh man.
All right. Well,
Okay, Bob. Where's Mike?
Yeah, where's Mike? Isn't it time to? He's got to come back and tell me to
Yeah.
wrap up because I don't
know
know how to
what?
wrap up unless he tells me.
Please hold. Again.
Susie's put him in the dungeon.
he's probably doing push-ups and drinking his tea. Washboard abs.
That's right. Well, I don't know. He was, he had this thing where, because I like to cook, so I'd try and talk to him about cooking. He's like, I don't put anything on my food. I don't do like. What about you having broccoli? I'm like, well, you put a little salt. Now he's like, no, it's fuel. And then now Miss Susie's around.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's posting food pics with all kinds of condiments on it on Facebook.
The spice
which
of
is-
life.
It is. He's got the spice of life now. Now he's got
Wow.
now he's got balsamic reductions on his food.
But no,
Mark,
cheese.
your mother's on this evening.
Oh,
Yes.
sweet.
And she's
Hello, mother.
she's asking some questions.
Oh, well,
I
we don't
bet.
have time tonight for those. Uh-oh.
Well, and
I'm
let's bring
still
Dave,
on.
and then so we put Dave and Lon back on again, guys. As we wrap up, just wanted to say thanks for coming in, hanging out, and we'll put your let's put your banner back up there for anybody that that weren't here when you guys were on, and in your mission to really do a great thing in the community of Canton and beyond to help provide for people who just need, the stuff that probably all of us watching just take for granted: furniture, clothing, cookies, and that if they come to Charlotte, Maine, they can get all those things. So there's the info there scrolling at the bottom of the screen. There's also a Charlotte and Maine Facebook page, which is a great way to contact you guys. So again, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
And we appreciate it. And for verifying my pizza process.
We want to say how grateful we are to not only you gentlemen and ladies, but to everyone who has been part of this tonight, everyone, because it's this type of thing that we're learning that helps everyone to pay attention. How do you know what's going on next door? How do you know the person walking down the street in front of you is in need or not in need? But we're going to become more aware. That's what we want, the awareness and sharing. That's why we're on this earth, is to share. But thank you, all of you, very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Agreed. Nice meeting you guys. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Lon. We'll see you again soon.
Absolute. See, there
Thank
you go.
you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for the pizza advice, too.
That's right. That's
It's
right.
wine time. Okay.
That's right.
Wine time. Let's go do it.
Those are good
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, they are. Bye, Mark. I just one last time, just for fun.
It hurts. It hurts.
So Mike,
Yeah.
welcome
how
to
are
the
you?
program. It's good to see you. Do you have any final thoughts this evening?
While I was off air, Deirdre sent me a text. The Finn said that she wants to have Lon and Dave back on again here. And I agree with that. I thought they were really wonderful. I got to watch their interview. I thought they were fantastic. Great show guests. And I think it would be wonderful to have them back on to get their word out. And they're just great guests. I mean, they're just a lot of fun, and that's what the show's about, learning things and having a lot of laughs. So,
and having a lot of fun. That's
yeah.
right.
So I definitely hope that we can get them back on again soon.
So let's
thank you very
review
much.
maybe this is how we should end. It's almost like a romper end. Mark, what did you learn tonight?
I learned the two differences, the differences in the pizza sauce and the pasta sauce.
The pizza and the pasta sauce, very good.
Yep.
One is uncooked and the other is cooked. Jared Gray, what did you learn tonight?
Yeah, I've been working down in Canton for several years now, and this place, Charlotte Maine, is a place I've never heard about, and I'm glad we had them on, and they could share their story and information with us. So that's something I learned tonight. So thanks to those guys for coming on and speaking with us and giving us all great information. And then Mike, what did you learn tonight?
Well, I learned several things tonight, Bob. First of all, I learned a lot from Dave and Lon, and they were great. I've learned that I look really good in Susie's glasses. I really like these.
I was going to mention something about the glasses, but then I thought, we didn't have a whole lot of percentage to make fun of you and then try and make up it. But your screen time was so little tonight.
I also learned that Susie does a much better job at this than I do, and she's much better to look at than I am.
I learned that as well.
And it's really kind of nice just to sit on the sidelines and not have to do anything, And it's fantastic. So I learned a lot this evening, gentlemen. So thank you very much for asking, Bob.
Don't take away my job.
Bob, what did you learn tonight?
Well, I learned that's probably a little loud to start that off, but I learned it's maybe I didn't learn something, but something I became more aware of thanks to Dave and Lon is just the needs in our communities, and whether you're in Canton or you're in Medina County, like the wine professor and I are at, or wherever you are tonight. There are people in need in your community, and there are people like Dave and Lon in your community, and I urge you to find those people, and if they don't, be those people. So that's I think what I learned tonight. So everybody, Dave and Lon, thanks for being here. Susie, thanks for being a pinch-hitting co-host tonight. Jared Gray, great to see you as always. Mark Seibert, great to see you. And thank you. My good friend, my man, Mike Stouffer. Good to be with you as always, guys. We'll see you back here next week when we have what? I don't know. We always keep that a secret, but we will be back here next Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And if you like what you heard tonight, make sure you like and share, and we'll see you next week. Have a good night, everybody.